Alright, YouTube viewers, with Dallas Braden's perfect game yesterday, I figured I'd give you my top 10 favorite perfect games of all time. Now, some of these I was not alive for, so I'm just going by baseball history here. Number 10, Jim Bunning's perfect game. First perfect game thrown in a part of a doubleheader. So he had to play 2 games. That's a pretty good, impressive stat there. Sandy Koufax, that's the first nighttime perfect game. Because most of the perfect games happen during the day. Mike Witt's perfect game comes in at number 8. It was the last day of the regular season. When the teams were looking to pack it up and go home for the off season, he threw a perfect game. Dennis Martinez's perfect game. What's notable about this perfect game is Roy Hassey, the catcher, caught his second perfect game. He's the only catcher to have caught 2 perfect games. David Wells. What's notable about his perfect game is coming in at number 6 is he went to the same high school as Don Larson. You will see his name later on this list. Tom Browning's perfect game, thrown against the eventual champions in '88, the LA Dodgers. So he threw a perfect game against the eventual champions. That's an achievement. Mark Burley's game comes in at number 4. This game's notable for 2 reasons. Eric Cooper was behind the plate. The umpire Eric Cooper was also behind the plate for Burley's previous no-hitter. So, since deja vu, and also Dwayne Wise's catch. Perfect game. And the first perfect game in the YouTube Sports era. Number 3, Dallas Braden's perfect game yesterday. It was, I guess, the best team in baseball, which is truly an achievement. It's the second in a row versus the Rays, and the second perfect game of the YouTube Sports era. So that's just a remarkable achievement. And I'll tell you, Dallas's grandmother, ooh, I'd like to see her on a 3-hour lunch. Woohoo! David Cohn's perfect game comes in at number 2. What's so impressive about that game is no single expo worked a 3-ball count. Just think about how hard that is to do. You figure at some point in the game you'd work a 3-ball count, but it didn't happen in this game. And number 1, it has to be. It can only be number 1. Don Larson's perfect game in the 1956 World Series. Note, it was in the World Series, so it was on the biggest stage in baseball. Don Larson threw a perfect game. When you throw a perfect game on the biggest stage in baseball, your perfect game deserves to be number 1 on any list. Disagree with my list? Games you think I left out? Let's hear your comments. This is Guy Trinity for YouTube Sports.